Hopefully. We are live, Eddie.
Boom!
It's
Wow.
been too long.
It's been such a long time.
Eddie's breaking out the music, folks.
I think
But-
you should not be going. You should be hanging out with all of us at Covert Nerd.
Yes.
But it's been a long time.
We're going to go into our Forbidden Castle tonight, whenever you're listening to this. And if you've listened or watched these before, you know how it works. We pull up one of these old books, we go through them together, and when we get to a decision point, as you know, then you can help decide if we go to page 5 and go up the stairs, or do we go to page 13 and go out on the porch, or whatever the scenario is that these books bring you to. And you get to help decide, and we, your humble servants, will do as you ask. And join us. It's part of the fun, and you get to relive some of these old books, especially if you're our age or any age. You know, they've reprinted these, so it's not just people in their 40s or 50s that have read these. They've reprinted these, so I know some people that are in their teens or 20s read the reprints of these. And it's just fun, just pure fun, nothing terribly serious, because, hey, life is serious. We don't need that, Eddie.
Listen, the past year plus has been nothing but serious. Aliens are real, Lee.
Exactly. Did you ever think you'd live to see the day?
I never did. Well, and of course it was worded in a way that they didn't say aliens. It's the aliens.
Good point. Good point. Oh, Brent's in the chat.
Yep. We got Brent here already, helping guide the action here. I just want to point out, like Leah said, this is a cooperative show. So this is meant for you. Come and check out what we're doing and help guide the story with your choices. And right now, I don't trust Brent. That's all I'm saying.
We need help. But no, we'll take anybody. We will be your humble servants to decide our fates. So today is The Forbidden Castle by Edward Packard. Of course, Eddie knows I'm an originalist, so I kind of like the ones that Edward did, because he's the one that came up with the whole choose your own adventure concept. And he's got some good ones. So we're going to start with that one. We'll see how long we last. It's been a mix over the months and years that we've gone through these. Sometimes we go a long ways. Sometimes we're dead by the second choice, but and everything in between. So this one is Forbidden Castle. Let's get to the first page. So just chime in on the chat. If you're in the chat, let us know when we get to decision point. Even if we're not at a decision point, say hi. And when we get to decision point, chime in.
That's part of the fun of this show, is that it's interactive as well. So it's like, how many times on a podcast you're listening to it, you're screaming at your car radio or stereo, whatever. I'm old. We're crusty.
Exactly.
Crusty, Lee. But yeah, how many times are you yelling at the car stereo? Like now's your chance. You can talk to us while we do this and help guide the thing. Now, you said not Edward. Who is it, Packard?
Edward Packard, yeah.
Edward, a fellow Eddie.
Yes, you're right. Cousin Eddie.
And he's written a bunch of these, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Tons. And he spun these out into choose your own fear, some other, they're more horror-based and all sorts of things. But yeah, he did
I wish I could choose my own fear. I can't choose my own fear. It was chosen for me, Lee.
Exactly.
I can't choose my own fear. I choose to be afraid of nothing. I choose to be afraid of nothing.
You shoot while listening to Lee. Oh, Brent. Funny guy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Lee, Brent and his unfun hobby of editing photos.
Well, let's get started, Eddie.
Let's do it.
Got to page 1 if you got it pulled up there. And if you're listening to this later and you've got these books, or you can pull them up online, just follow along and
this just isn't any old castle.
No,
this is a
forbidden castle.
You're not getting in.
It's forbidden, but we're going to go in anyway because we're 9.
Do it. We're 9 years old.
And breaking and entering is not off the table when you're 9.
I took a correspondence course in castling. Let's do this.
All right, I'll start first one, and then we'll switch to Eddie.
Here we
You
go.
promised yourself never to go back into the cave of time. Ooh, so we're doing a flashback here.
We're going back to the cave of time.
Again.
Now listen, we got to pause this before we even start. The last time we were in the cave of time, Lee, we were flying off of a cliff, riding a
Mammoth.
woolly mammoth to our death.
To our death. Our demise.
That was the
Over a
last
cliff.
jaunt through the cave of time, so I'm a little nervous.
Yes, last time, it wasn't a pleasant experience, but
No.
hey, we're back. So, those of you that don't know, the Cave of Time was the first in the series that that Bantam did. So that's why Edward's invoking the Cave of Time again, since it's his book. All right, but when you found the opening behind a big boulder in Red Creek Canyon, you couldn't resist. The cave seemed darker than before. You slipped and fell. Your head hit something, and here you are, lying in a field, looking up into the branches of a big oak tree, with no idea where you are or even what century it might be. Now you may never see your family and friends again. Rubbing your aching head, you take in the scene around you. Nearby, you see a narrow dirt road, and beyond it, a fast-running brook. The road disappears into dense woods on either side of the field. You hear the sound of hooves and a strange clanking noise. Someone is coming. You duck behind a tree as two men on horseback ride toward you. They're wearing shiny metal armor. One of them carries a white banner with a golden lion on it. They must be knights. You watch as they rein in their horses and dismount just a few yards away. It has been a long ride, Sir Rupert, says the taller one, and you have had a long time to think. Tell me, have you solved the riddle of the Forbidden Castle? Page 3. Maybe.
There's a heck of a good illustration there, too, on page 2.
Yeah, we like the cave there. Oh, if I can get to page 2.
This wouldn't be our first foray. As you do that, I'll show people here the illustration. Look at us checking out knights hiding behind the tree.
Well, you want to grab page 2, Eddie, while I figure out what's going on here?
Yeah, I'll grab page 3. In truth, Sir Godfrey, I have tried, and so has everyone else in England. What a reward King Henry has offered. Half the kingdom of Wales. I didn't know Wales had kingdoms. I thought they were stuck in the ocean. This is ridiculous.
Come on.
Teach me something, public school. I didn't know Wales could have castles. A handsome reward indeed, Sir Godfrey replies, but not an over-generous one. For the old monk promised King Henry that if he conquered the Forbidden Castle, he would rule all of Europe. The knights filled their flasks with water from the stream. As they walk back to their horses, Sir Godfrey says, we must get on to Cotwin Castle. The king expects us before the sun passes behind the West Tower. That's not a way to tell time, everybody. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What time
West
is it?
Tower.
Half past tower.
Come on, people.
What are you doing here? Holds up a little like a watch. It has a little mini castle on it.
Mini
He's
castle.
Like, where's the sun?
Where is it?
I can't see it. He will be angry if we are late. Aye, says Sir Rupert, because you just can't say yes.
No.
Aye, says Sir Rupert as he vaults onto his horse. The king has been in a fearsome temper since he learned there has been foreign spies in the English court. And now he has ordered that all suspicious-looking travelers shall be locked in the dungeon.
Ooh.
You look down at yourself and realize you look suspicious. As the knights prepare to ride off, you wonder whether you should have come out from behind the tree. You're wearing 20th century clothing. Let's be honest. You're wearing 19th century clothing, kid.
Yeah.
You are not hip.
Got a flannel and jeans with a belt.
Your flannel is tucked in to your corduroys.
I noticed that.
Yeah. He's a good 80s boy. He's tucking in everything.
Yeah, his mom dressed him. You can tell.
As the knights prepare to ride off, you wonder whether you should come out from behind the tree. You're wearing 20th century clothing. Surely you will look suspicious to these knights. On the other hand, you can't stay hidden forever. And that's a piece of advice you can listen to, kids. You just can't hide forever. If you decide it would be wiser to wait for the next passerby, turn to page 4. If you decide to step out from hiding place, Turn to page 6. My
Okay.
sense is already kind of bubbling here. I'm a little.
Yeah, it's starting to the
Yeah.
spidey senses here, but
So this is what you viewers, you are the ones who pick. Do we
So
wait for the
Ben?
next passerby?
Ben Crane is in the of Omug Comics is here, and he says page 6. So step out from your hiding place.
Yep, Ben Crane is the writer, editor. He's basically the almost everyman. I mean, so shy of actually rendering the art of Omug Comics. We're super happy to have him on the show. Yeah, this is great.
Eddie's having flashbacks of wearing his tough skins and Granimals until he was 16.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. No.
Every flannel shirt I had and every pair of jeans I had patches on the elbows and knees. Preemptive patches. They weren't put on there as a patch. They were put on there as reinforcements.
Preventative.
Yes, preventative patching. My mom was like, I know how you crazy jungle kids are. I'm putting these on ahead of time.
Yeah. So Eddie's fighting mom. But let me put those patches on, Eddie. Mom, I'm 18.
Yeah, exactly. My Oshkosh bagosh.
So
we
every
got
senior's wearing Oshkosh.
Everyone's wearing Oshkosh with their Trapper Keepers. So we got 2 votes for 6. We got some more viewers watching, so we'll wait maybe another few seconds before we move on.
Yeah,
and
chime in.
Go from there.
Let us know if we should go to page 6 or do we wait for the next passerby in our corduroys and flannel.
Of course, they picked the one that's the more dangerous.
Oh, of course.
So
all right.
I say we move on, man.
So I guess it's page 6.
Page 6.
All right. Let me pull it up here. I've got to. Here we go. Just as the knights mount their horses, you step out from behind the tree. Who are you? Asked Sir Godfrey. Where did you get those strange garments? I know a spy when I see one, says Sir Rupert. He leans over and pulls you up roughly on his horse. If this is not a spy, it is the devil. Oh, Sir Godfrey bring his horse up next to you and stares at you intently. The devil is crafty and knows how to assume an innocent form, but I will not be fooled. Well, we will take this devil to the castle, Rupert, and thence to the dungeon. So thence to the dungeon.
And thence to the dungeon.
Yeah, so instead of thence. So we got to use this tomorrow. Thence.
Oh, I will. And
you clean.
I cried before going to work.
Page 10. You cling to the horse, trying to keep from falling off as the knights gallop to the castle yard. They drag you down a long flight of crumbling stairs. One of them opens a creaking iron gate. Another shoves you into the dark, musty room, and the gate swings shut behind you. The floor of your new quarters is rock. There are no windows, only a few cracks in the walls that provide barely enough light for you to see your cellmate crouching in the corner. He's very thin, and his grimy hair hangs halfway down to his hips. Keep away from me, he shouts. Your clothes were made by the devil. Don't come near me. I didn't realize corduroys were made from the devil. They're really.
Don't listen to him, Calvin Klein. Your clothes were made by the devil. Like, what are you, Mormon? Get out of here. What are you doing?
Oh, man, I love this.
Your clothes were made by the devil.
My mom made me wear it.
Cuts to the devil. He's like, what are you going to do? I needed to make some extra money. I designed clothes.
The devil made me wear it.
The devil made me wear it. Was he wearing Prada?
Movie drop. Please don't be afraid. I won't hurt you, but you know what they will do with me. Most prisoners are beheaded, but if you're found guilty, they'll burn you at the stake. It is the only way to purge the devil from your soul. He steps closer. Don't worry. If you're innocent, you won't burn. You have only a few moments before your fate is sealed. Maybe the guards can help you. If you ask the guards to tell you the riddle of the Forbidden Castle, turn to page 17. If you ask them about what sort of trial you will have, turn to page 20. Oh, Carolyn is back. Oh, Declan.
Got Carolyn and Declan. Here we go.
Nice. Hi, Declan.
Good to see Carolyn again. It's been too long. I have to catch up with her too. She's Old friend from high school and beyond.
I have. Oh yeah, here we go.
Look at that, Declan.
Here,
Yanked it right
Declan.
off the wall. Look at that sucker.
There's your Starscream.
A Declan original.
So yeah, does good work. Check it out.
So once again, if we are asking the guards to tell you the riddle of the Forbidden Castle, page 17, if you ask them about what sort of trial you will have, I'm sure it'll be a fair one. Page 20.
I'm sure.
Question for you. Is your book hung up, Lee? Or there you go.
It is hung up, and
the page just turned.
Now it's working. Okay, so
what you gonna do?
I
can take this one though. I'll take this next read here.
Yeah, go ahead. What should we do? Do we have the
we got
riddle?
one vote. We got one vote for the riddle.
Yeah, Carolyn says the riddle.
And we'll wait for a little bit, see if we get some more votes here. I'm just saying, if you're, I would never be in the captured by knights and being like, I feel like I want to go for a trial.
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna work out well for me.
So how's my trial gonna go?
Where's my lawyer at?
You're gonna be beheaded or you're gonna be burned at the stake? Yeah,
right. Oh, we have 2 votes for riddle.
Ben says the riddle. Carolyn says the riddle.
Fun fact: Ben Crane's middle name is Riddle.
Oh, Riddle Crane.
Ben Riddle Crane.
I think he got that from Al at Riddle School.
Oh, he got that from Al at So You Can't Write a Joke Camp.
We'll do riddles. Another one. Brent says riddle. So I think we're going to go to page 17 here.
All right, here we go. I will take on page 17 here.
I think that's official.
Here we go. I'm going to do like a bad British accent.
Okay.
Just to specifically annoy Carolyn. Please, you ask the 2 guards, tell me the riddle of the Forbidden Castle. The taller one looks down at you, a stupid grin on his face. You're a judgmental little 9-year-old.
I know, especially in devil's clothes.
Dude, you can't be casting dispersions when you're wearing devil clothes. The taller one looks down at you, a stupid grin on his face, and pushes you through the crowd of people gathered in the courtyard. Knights and ladies in colorful robes are laughing and calling to each other. In the center of the courtyard is a pile of wood stacked around a pole. As a kid, we're still not getting it. We're like, oh, is there a barbecue? What's happening?
Ooh, s'mores.
Ooh. Is there a camp out happening? I love camp outs. A man stands next to the pole holding a coil of rope in one hand and a knife in the other. The tall guard leans towards you. The Lord Chancellor will allow a final request before you are tied to the stake. He points to a man whose dark gray cloak reaches to his ankles. May I ask a last request? You ask. The Chancellor looks at you oddly. What is it? Tell me the riddle of the Forbidden Castle. Little good it'll do you, he says, but it is a simple enough request. He steps closer and looks at you curiously. Then he says, somewhere south, where it is colder, where that which falls stays where it is, you'll find what isn't what it is.
Oh.
As you stand there trying to figure out the riddle, the executioner steps forward with his coil of rope. You only have a minute left to live. Escape is impossible. Hey, that's the motto for 2020.
Escape is impossible. I love I got a comment, Eddie. I love your poor English, your Cockney English that you got.
Good.
Got that poor English.
You like that?
Ludicrous display.
Ludicrous display of your tomfoolery.
South instead of south. It's south.
You like that. So yeah, one more time on the riddle. Oh, so go to page 19.
Yeah.
There's a picture of the crowd. Here we go. Suddenly, the guards press you up against the stake. The rough, prickly rope pulls tight against your waist. You must say something now. If you ask for a little more time to solve the riddle, please give me some more time. Can I have some more?
More, please.
Some more,
Sir.
please. Or if you say, stop, I have the solution to the riddle. Turn to page 28.
Turn to page 28 if you say, I've solved it.
Brent
Oh,
is the
Brent.
first one to vote.
Wow.
Brent is the first one to vote as saying lying, which shows you his the content of Brent's character. First thing he wants to do is lie, say a fib.
Lie.
I would too. Ask for more time.
Oh, uh-oh. We're split.
Oh, we got to split.
Ben
We need
says
people to
ask for
break this up.
time.
No.
Brent says solve it. So we need a third person to
split
chime
the
in.
vote. I have a feeling. Okay, Carolyn coming in with the fake it.
Fake it till you make it.
She does have all the answers. Actually, Carolyn has a lot of answers. If
She
you're
does.
curious, if you just rattle her, she'll give you some straight answers.
Declan. Yeah, let's do 28. I want to die as a wise guy.
Yeah, pretty fly for a wise guy.
Yes. Oh, Jeff Geegan, one of the co-hosts of Make You Turn Your Great is watching.
Great again. Jeff got
again.
2 Geegans for the price of 1, and these guys are amazing. And seriously, check out not to self-aggrandize, but check out the Make You Turn Your Great Again podcast. Jeff and I and Jesse, by the way, new addition to the podcast. Not new, but new for people who are listening. Check it out. So
This is a bit morbid for a kid's book. I'm like, well, the whole series is pretty morbid sometimes.
I mean, look at this. This kid is getting marched. I mean, you have the illustration already up, but look, this kid is getting marched. Look how tiny he is.
They're going to burn this kid to the stake. Oh,
man.
Wow.
So,
okay.
I think it's clearly we're going to page 28, Lee.
Yeah, we're going to page 28. So let me see if the computer it will cooperate here. Go to page 28.
As they're lighting him on fire, they're like, "You should really quit smoking. It's bad for your health."
Bad for your health. All right. I think it's my turn. So
it's your turn, Ben.
Stop. Ben. I have the solution to the riddle. The executioner laughs. He waves his lighted torch before your eyes. Suddenly, the chancellor steps forward. Stop the execution, he says in a loud voice. But the executioner cries, the prisoner is stalling for time. That may be, says the chancellor, but the prisoner is like none we've ever seen before. Perhaps this is a wizard. He's wearing those corduroys. The stranger may be the one person who can answer the riddle. The knights and ladies begin to chant, to the stake, to the stake. But the chancellor leads you out of the courtyard and through the archway. Beyond is a large oak door guarded by 2 men with heavy swords and shields. One of them opens the door, and the chancellor leads you to the large octagonal room, lighted by casement windows over each of the rough stone walls. At the far end of the long oak table sits King Henry himself. He looks at you curiously as he strokes his long, pointed beard. We have never been so happy as when we learned that you have the solution to the riddle, he says. So tell us what it is. You have been trying desperately to think of a solution. You think of the first line of the riddle, somewhere south where it is colder. At least you have a couple of ideas. Normally it will be warmer, not cooler, if you go south. But the mountains may be cooler, even though farther south, and of course the coldest place of all is the South Pole. Well, the king leans forward impatiently. If you say the Forbidden Castle is to the south, but the high mountains where it is cold. Turn to page 34. If you say the Forbidden Castle is to the south on the way to the South Pole, turn to page 36.
Those feel like really desperate.
Oh, wow.
Answers.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Ooh.
These are just...
These
obviously we flunked the correspondence course in riddle solving.
Yeah, geography correspondence course. We were like, I won't pay for that one. I don't need that.
I'm not going to pay the $8.99 for that.
What, plus shipping? Man,
Plus
forget
shipping.
that. I'm not doing that.
But if you call now, we'll double your order.
Ooh, and you get a pair of X-ray glasses and a decoder ring.
And a corduroy pants.
Where's the jump out the window choice? Because that's the only thing that's going to happen to this kid.
I agree. So, well, we got 2 options here. 34, where we say the castle is to the south, but in the high mountains, or we say the Forbidden Castle is in the south on the way to the South Pole. Page 36. We got Brent says South Pole, or Ben, and Brent both say South Pole.
Brent
Carolyn
said going south, so I don't even know what's happening right now.
Yeah, both of them. Carolyn's going for the first one. Okay. So we got one vote for page 34, which is the first option. And then we've got
2 votes.
2 votes for this page 36, the South Pole.
All right.
Ben, don't go to the mountains. That's where the Balrog lives. Exactly.
They delved too deep.
And
awakened an ancient evil.
The morbid nature of these stories were cleverly free cat posters.
Oh, yeah, man. Those cat posters that just hang in there. Don't even think I didn't have one of those on my wall, because I did.
Oh, yeah.
I had a bunch of those on my wall. Fun thing, if you took 2 just hang in there posters and you had them both facing like a mirror and you created like a circle effect, you could create a perpetual motion machine and infinite energy.
You did that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. That's how I powered my room. Dun, 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 dun. So we are going to the South Pole.
Is it Snake Mountain? Jeff says.
Is it Snake Mountain?
Is it? Oh, good Skeletor laugh. All right.
Thank you.
So I think we're going to the South Pole.
South Pole. This is me here. I hope this is a good choice.
I'm definitely feeling the vibe. The Choose Your Own Adventure vibe is not strong.
Here we go. The Forbidden Castle, with all the bravado of a 9-year-old who has no clue what he's doing, who's wearing corduroys. The Forbidden Castle is to the south, you say, on the way to the South Pole, where it is cold. The king rises, his face reddening with anger. What nonsense are you telling me? What is this South Pole you speak of? Suddenly you realize that the South Pole can't possibly mean anything to the king. It won't be reached for hundreds of years. Good job, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
You try to answer, but the king roars at his guards. They pick you up like a sack of potatoes wearing corduroys and carry you through the door. Prepare for execution, the king calls, and be quick about it. The end.
Oh, I love that. Prepare for execution. Reminds me of Spaceballs. What are you preparing for? You're always preparing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? Ben gets a little merit badge as first good job killing us within the first 30 minutes.
Rather quickly, but that's okay. That's the way these go.
That's the fun of Choose Your Own Adventure.
Luckily, we have another one that we're going to try.
So we died on this one. This is where people who are new to the show, we're dead. We're going to start a whole new story, The Vampire Express. Now, The plan, Lee, like we've always done, is the next episode we'll revisit these one more time.
Yep.
And give us another shot at this and see how it goes. But that's kind of the whole setup here.
Yes. And so we'll revisit them again, like Eddie said. And who knows, we might last a little longer. We might not. That's the fun of these books. You've got, 20, 30 different options. Who knows how long you're going to last.
I particularly love the, first of all, the rainbow behind the vampire.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then I also love the flames that are shooting out of what appears to be like a helium tank.
I think it's a mirror.
Yeah. Oh, it could be a mirror.
It's a magical mirror.
Just setting them on fire.
I know. So we visited a castle. Now we're going to visit Dracula or a vampire.
By the way, we have an address inside of this one here. If you turn to the next page,
I noticed that.
Old Lisa Pittman. We should send her a thank you letter.
For a phone number
in Newton, Iowa.
Someone want to call that? I wonder.
We should call that number and see what's going on.
Hey, Lisa, what's happening? Hey, I have your book.
Right. Would you like me to start this one? 'Cause I think we got a good one.
Go ahead.
Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All right. Would you like me to start this one? All
Yeah, go ahead and start this one. Yeah, please.
Here we go. Bear in mind, in all of these stories, we're always 9 years old. So that's what's happening
Yes.
here. You're on a train in the Carpathian Mountains of Romania, on your way to visit your Uncle Andrew. In all the world, there is no place more closely connected with vampires than these mountains, and there is no one who knows more about them than your uncle, Uncle Andrew, vampire expert. Now that you're old enough, 9 years old, he feels you are ready to join him on one of his expeditions. Your goal, to prove scientifically once and for all that vampires exist. 2 other members of the expedition share your compartment on the train. Nina, a blonde girl about your age, and Mrs. West, her aunt, a tall and very grand lady in her 60s. Around her neck, Mrs. West wears a heavy gold chain, and from the chain dangles the largest jewel you've ever seen. It is a dark blood red, and it seems to glow like a dying fire. I'm pretty dark and poetic for a 9-year-old, you think to yourself, as the train slowly makes its way up and down steep inclines and around tight curves. You take out your uncle's most recent letter and reread the last paragraph. Mrs. West and her niece may hold the key to our quest. For generations, their family has kept a painting and a jewel said to possess awesome and terrible powers. If we can use these powers, the painting and jewel should lead us to vampires. If either falls into the wrong hands, we could all be in grave danger. You must protect them and their owners at all costs. But don't worry, you will not be alone in this task. I have helped the gypsies many times in the past, so wherever you find gypsies, you will find friends, which, by the way, is a very unpopular term nowadays.
Yeah.
Snow is falling now, and the train moves more and more slowly in the growing darkness. The fire within Mrs. West's jewel seems to glow brighter and brighter. Suddenly, she jumps to her feet, trembling and clutching her necklace. The painting is calling me, she cries. It is in danger. Someone is after it. Oh, Aunt, really, says Nina. You can't be serious. A painting can't talk. Don't be so certain, my dear, says Mrs. West. I heard it as plainly as I hear you. In any case, I must make sure it's safe. She opens the door and rushes down the corridor towards the baggage car. 15 minutes pass, and Nina begins to look worried. When Mrs. West isn't back after half an hour, she is alarmed. I'm going after her, she says. Will you stay here in case I miss her and she returns? She barely waits for your nod, and then she's running toward the baggage car. Moments later, she's back, wide-eyed and panting. I can't find her anywhere, she says. My aunt has vanished. I'll help you. My aunt has vanished, and you'll be saying that too if you call Lenny Vernon's Pest Removal.
Suddenly she's gone.
I'll help you search the train, you say, trying to stay calm. Where shall we start? We could go back to the baggage car and look for clues, or we could ask the other passengers if they've seen her, says Nina. I'm so worried, I can't think straight. You decide. And she's talking to all of you. If you want to check out the baggage car, turn to page 4. If you want to question the other passengers, like a normal 9-year-old would do, go to page 31.
All right. Carolyn brought up a good point. This should have been the cover of that Jim Carrey vampire movie. Wasn't that Once Bitten?
Once Bitten.
I think so.
Yep.
It came out in like the early 90s.
Yeah, this is definitely a Once Bitten movie poster for sure.
Oh, yeah. Declan, I feel like these are all generated by an AI that's been covered up by the government for the last 100 years.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely like an AI type storytelling.
Carolyn, quick to vote. Baggage. Check the baggage.
One vote for baggage.
So
we've all got some. Baggage. I got some. You got
some baggage.
Carolyn's got some.
Let's see. Ben, be an annoying, creepy kid and bother all the. Yes. Oh, yes.
Have you seen my mommy?
Baggage from Brent. So we got 2 for baggage,
1 for be a weirdo.
1 for the annoying kid and talking to all the adults.
There we go. Oh, and option 1, which is turn to page 4. Check out the baggage car. Okay. There it is. All right, Mr.
Darn, we're
Searcy,
not going to go annoy everybody.
You are up.
All right. The baggage car is gloomy and disgusting. Only
Ooh.
one dim bulb lights the place, and the car looks as if it hasn't been cleaned in years. Nina gets down on her hands and knees and searches for clues among the dusty old crates, cartons, and suitcases. Meanwhile, you try to make sense of the footprints smudged into the grime on the floor, but there's no sign of Mrs. West. She seems to have vanished without a trace. You're about to give up when Nina calls your name. You make your way through the mess and find her bending over a strange-looking wooden box. At least we know the painting is safe, says Nina, brushing the dust from her sweater and jeans. It's kept in this box. You look closer and see that every inch of the box is covered with carved shapes. There are eyes, ears, mouths, and hands, and they look a little too real for comfort. Nina, where did you get this weird thing, you ask? Do you know what the carvings mean or what they have to do with the painting? All I know is that my great uncle gave it to me before he died, says Nina. He got it from some relative in Australia, and she said it had been in the family almost forever. The box has always been with the painting, and the carvings hide secret locks. My great uncle showed me how to work them, but I've never actually seen the painting inside. Maybe we should look at it now, you say. I don't know, says Nina. Do we have to? You show her your uncle's letter. The painting may help us find your aunt, you say. Maybe, she replies, but what if it does have terrible powers and they turn out to be harmful to us? Maybe we should take your uncle's suggestion and ask the gypsies for help. We can always come back and open the box later. All right, here's your choices. If you think it's better to open the box now, turn to page 8. If you'd rather consult the gypsies, turn to page 55. So do we open the box now or do we consult the gypsies?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not going to tell you which choice it is, but I know which choice Ben Crane's going to pick.
The one that kills Eddie the quickest? Yeah.
Which one results in Eddie's death? That's the one that I'm really interested in.
Declan. Also, this story feels like a weird comedy spoof of Resident Evil so far, and I'm hoping that it doesn't change. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
How often do you get to consult gypsies? Carolyn says
not very often.
Gypsies.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gypsies are always trusting. Go to page 55. So we got 2 vote for gypsies. Always. So yeah.
And I knew Ben was going to say that. I knew when given the choices. See, Ben, fun fact for everybody watching real quick here. Ben went for a almost 30-mile walk with me, 29.5-mile walk. And I feel like on that 29.5-mile walk, had we had a chance to consult gypsies, he would have done it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're
page 55. Is this me then?
Gypsies. Yes, that would be you. 55.
Right, hold up. Here we go.
It was unanimous on this one, Eddie. Nobody.
We had nobody fighting at all.
No. I guess the first time.
You knock on the door of the gypsy's compartment. That's a phrase I never thought I'd have to say.
Yeah. What? What? They have their own compartment?
Who knew this?
See, I thought we were going to have to get off the train and then talk to gypsies. I didn't realize they have their own compartment.
Gypsies on a train.
Huh.
It's like a new Samuel Jackson movie. You knock on the door of the gypsy's compartment. That's a good band name too, by the way.
Ooh, Gypsy's Compartment?
Gypsy's Compartment.
Ooh.
And a lady with blue flowers clipped to her beautiful white hair beckons you inside. She is very old and yet ageless, and she looks wise and kindly. Across from her sits a young man wearing a bright green shirt with wide, puffy sleeves. Ooh, King Randor?
King Randor.
And a green and blue striped bandana on his head. Oh, no, that's totally a Jeff Geegan look right there. When you introduce yourselves, you discover that the young man is Nanash, Prince of the Gypsies.
Oh.
And the lady's name is, I think it's Lyuba?
Lyuba, yeah. That's what I'd guess. Lyuba.
So Andrew is your uncle, Nanash says, looking impressed. He is a great and close friend, and he has saved my life more than once. He looks at Nina's troubled face. You have sought us for some reason, he says. How can we help you? Nina explains that she and her aunt were carrying a red jewel and a painting to Andrew for use in his quest for vampires, but now her aunt has disappeared. Is the painting kept in a carved wooden box? Layuba asks. Why, yes, Nina answers. How did you know? Gypsy magic is how she answers.
Yes.
Our people have known of the painting for centuries, says Nanash. Layuba clutches Nina's wrist. Go quickly. Bring the painting here, she says. Do not lose a second. I will explain why after you return. Nanash, go with them for protection. Because you don't go anywhere without your Nanash by your side.
You got Nanash in your back pocket.
I got a Nanash permit. Turn to page 23.
You have a permit to carry that Nanash?
Is that a concealed Nanash? You got to have that Nanash out in the open. You can't just be carrying that secret.
No, you got to keep that, under your coat or something. You can't
page
just
23
walk around with that.
Yeah, you can't just have that out. 23 is you, sir.
Yes. The three of you race to the baggage car, although there is little light and the car is cluttered, dirty mess, and you have no trouble finding the box that holds the painting. It would have been hard to miss with its strange, intricate carvings of hands, eyes, ears, and mouths. With Nanash as guard, you and Nina carry the box back to the gypsy compartment. Layuba breathes a sigh of relief when she sees you. Then she explains her urgency. There's a private car attached to this train that belongs to Count Zoltan and Countess Carmilla, she says. If you were to open the box, you would behold a painting of them as they were centuries ago, when they were young and mortal. Now they are unaging creatures of the dark. Vampires, says Nanash. The painting can release forces that will be their undoing, continues Layuba. But we cannot use it here, where their power is strong. We must journey to our camp and communicate with the old ones. They will tell us what to do. What about my aunt? Nina asks. And what about the jewel? You chime in. Uncle Andrew said it was powerful too. Of the jewel, I know nothing, says Layuba, but I will ask the old ones about it also. Now, come, make ready. We will leave the train at the next station. She strokes Nina's cheek with her gnarled old hand. This is your aunt's only hope, she says gently. Turn to page 64.
All right.
We're kind of setting up a interesting plot, I guess.
Right out of the gate. And we're not dead yet.
Still not dead. We've only had two choices, I guess, to be fair, but
here we go. They're building this up. The snow
64,
is falling.
Right?
Yep. You want me to read this, Lee?
Yeah, go ahead.
The snow is falling heavily when you reach the next stop, and the station is cold and dark. But your heart lifts as you watch the train pull away. Vampires or no vampires, something about that train made your skin crawl. It was like a haunted house on wheels, which is also the name of my new food truck. Come and check it out.
Yes, haunted house on wheels.
Dogs, werewolf dogs and mummy burgers. Nanash gives one of the village boys a silver coin to take a message to the gypsy camp. By morning, we will have transport, he says cheerfully. Then he stokes up the wood stove in the station, and the four of you sleep as best you can. When you wake in the morning, the snow has stopped, and a pair of horse-drawn carts have arrived to carry you and the painting to the gypsy camp. That night, there is feasting, singing, dancing, and storytelling. Then at midnight, everyone falls silent, and Layuba goes into a deep trance. What is she doing? You whisper to Nanash. Hush, he whispers back. She is talking to the old ones. They will tell us what to do. After a time, Layuba rises from her trance and comes to stand in front of you. She removes two brightly polished egg-shaped stones from a leather pouch that dangles from her thong around her neck. One of the stones is crimson. The other is emerald green. The old ones have spoken, she says in a deep, level voice. You must decide which of these stones is to be transformed by fire. Choose the crimson, and you will find both safety and a satisfactory conclusion to your search. Choose the green, and you risk terrible failure and a dire fate. But your success, should you win it, will be beyond your greatest dreams. She thrusts the stones toward you. Choose! She cries. which is exactly what Lee says to his children when it's dinner time. Chew! Chew it up. Get it. If you pick the Crimson Stone, turn to page 46. If you pick the Green Stone, page 100. To reiterate, if you choose the Crimson, you will find safety and a satisfactory conclusion. If you choose green, you risk terrible failure and a dire fate. But if you succeed, then it will be beyond our wildest dreams.
Oh, nice setup there. So Ben thinks that Haunted House on Wheels is also known as Amtrak.
Ooh, that's not a bad. That's pretty true.
Ben says green.
We have literally
Declan.
2 votes for green, 1 for crimson.
Well, no, we got Brent voted crimson because that's 46.
And we're
Declan
split.
says crimson. Ben says green. Carolyn says green.
We're 50-50
We're
split. So Lee, we have to flip the covert nerd coin.
We might have to. Thong egg-shaped stones dangling. Yep, that's the story.
Brent, just taking it.
Yeah. Okay, let me get the flip here.
We go.
And
we're flipping the covert nerd coin because we have a split decision. This is how it works. We can't be the ones. We are the humble servants here. We are the dungeon masters of this thing.
Flip a coin.
We need to get the actual covert nerd coin before Grand Comic-Con, which, hey, by the way, be sure to come to Grand Comic-Con October, the first weekend in October.
Yes.
2nd and 3rd. It's the 2nd and 3rd. Opening the evening of the 1st. And
First,
check us
2nd,
out.
and 3rd.
We'll be there live.
So we're going to do tails green and heads crimson.
Let's do it.
Tails green. Okay. Tails it is.
Tails it is. Green.
It is green. We're going green.
All right. We're going green.
Going green.
Page 100. That's you, sir.
We flipped and got the riskier
Of
option.
course we did.
Of course we did. All right. But if we succeed, beyond our wildest dreams, she said.
My dreams are pretty tame. I have pretty tame dreams.
Don't ask for much, you know.
Good night's sleep. You know, bowl of cereal in the morning.
Exactly. Don't need a whole lot. I'm a simple man. All right. So I think that's me.
Yep. Page 100.
Lyuba flings the emerald stone into the depths of the flame. Thunder booms. Huge bright billow of green smoke swell from the fire and swallow her. Finally, the smoke drifts away, and you can see that she is now holding an odd-shaped crystal about 3 or 4 inches across. This is the message of the stone, she says in a grave voice. You have been appointed leader of those who will combat the vampires. This places you in terrible peril, for the Countess Carmilla now wears the bloodstone, the jewel that they took from Mrs. West. It makes them nearly invulnerable by draining the great powers of the painting. However, the old ones will not send you against Zoltan and Carmilla unshielded. They are giving you this crystal called Lulovo's Star. Lulovo was our greatest king and a terrible enemy of the vampires. It is our hope that this crystal star will protect you against the blood light of the jewel and will allow the powers of the painting to overcome the vampires. The next morning, you and Nina, Nanash, and several other gypsies set off on horseback for the vampire's lair. Toward evening, when the castle is in sight, Nanash turns to you and gestures towards a tall, rocky spire. That high pinnacle is one of our most sacred places, he says. It is called Gypsy's Needle. We could climb to its top and wait there for the painting to attract the Count and Countess. Now that they have the bloodstone, they may be overconfident and try to attack us on our own ground. However, if Mrs. West is still alive, it might be better if we enter the castle immediately. Both ways are filled with peril, but the choice is yours. You are the leader, a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
So, do we go to the castle or do we go to the Gypsy's Needle? So pretty Pretty basic here. Castle or needle? Which is it?
I have a feeling I know which way Ben's going to go on this one.
Oh yeah. We already know. I feel like I've seen this before. They get the stone, they become the ultimate life form, and then we need to lure them into a volcano, make it erupt, and shoot them into space. I'm calling it now.
There you go.
Well, this was written in 1984, so if anything, everybody else stole from this.
Yeah, exactly. They say there are no new stories, but I would say this is a new one.
Yeah, that's probably fairly new. Gypsies, castles, paintings. All right. If we're going to the gypsy needle, we may need a penicillin later.
Yeah, no, you got to pack that penicillin. Always a good idea.
So
And
far, the
Declan's not
gypsies
wrong.
have been kinder to us. Yeah.
The gypsies have been pretty nice.
So, castle
Needle
or needle?
Castle.
Which one is it? Let us know which one you think we should go to. But
I'm going to take Declan's comment as a vote for the for the needle.
the needle, okay.
Oh, and then I think we got 2 votes for needle basically between Ben and Declan.
Oh yeah, you're right. Ben's talking. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Let's go to the needle.
I guess we're going to the needle in
Is
3,
this me?
2, 1. Okay, needle it is. This is 116.
I'm almost there. Here we go.
How come we always go try to get the vampires at night?
I don't know why we decide to do these
And-
things at nighttime.
That's in every kind of movie trope. You always visit the vampires at night when they're the
Right?
strongest.
Guys, let's wait for noon.
Yeah.
You climb
Anyway.
to the needle's summit and watch the sun set behind Zoltan's crumbling, ruined castle. Then the gypsies build a large bonfire while Nina removes the painting from its box, and you take Leluvo's star from your backpack. Nanash sets up the painting so that it faces the vampire's castle and yet receives the full light of the fire. Then with his dagger, he draws an eye in the dirt between the painting and the fire, and you place the crystal in the eye's pupil. How metal is this right now?
Ooh,
I
wow.
want to have just start firing up some electric guitar right now.
Eyes pupil.
Joining hands, everyone makes a ring around the fire. Now we are ready for them, Nanash says with grim determination. But remember, the fire must not go out. If it dies, we are lost. Wolves howl. Flocks of screaming bats whirl and dive within inches of your hands, but they don't attack. Then the wind picks up and a gusting, misty rain threatens the fire. But you and the gypsies take turns adding log after log to the blaze, and the fire never dims. At midnight, Nanash cries, "Everyone on his feet! Now we dance and sing!" And around the blazing bonfire you go, dancing and singing at the top of your lungs. The wolves howl again, and then you see 2 monster bats flying at you. The vampires! They're circling the fire, drawn to it like comets to the sun. Comets to the sun?
Comments to the
Around
sun?
one of the what? Around one of the bats' necks is the bloodstone. Its terrible crimson glow falls on you like a lead shroud and drains you of your precious 9-year-old energy. And you ate a whole box of tricks to get that
Yeah, come
energy
on.
because they're for kids.
That for kids. Silly rabbit.
And drains
All
you
right.
of your energy. Turn to page 79.
79.
Lee, that'll be you.
All right. Let me get there. Oh. I like how we just start singing and dancing.
Oh, we do?
We do. We just start singing and dancing all of a sudden around the fire.
Is it
All
All
right.
Night Long by Lionel Richie.
There you go.
Dancing on the
That'd be
ceiling.
awesome.
That's
Dancing
the
on the
best.
ceiling.
What a feeling.
Man,
Getting attacked by some bats on the ceiling.
that's awesome. Well, here we are, 79. You and Nina are almost exhausted, but you stumble on faster and faster. Nanash shouts, "Don't stop. Whatever you do, sing, sing." The ring of people closes in on the fire, and so do the vampires above you. When you are all nearly touching the flames, the painting suddenly ignites. Flames hurtle upward and engulf the vampires. There are twin explosions, and you all fall unconscious. In the morning, you and Nina are the last to wake up, and there is Uncle Andrew, who has just arrived. A gypsy messenger reached him about the time you set out for the vampire's lair. With a broad smile, Andrew helps you up and points to the castle. Walking unsteadily through the gate is Mrs. West. Nanash hurries off to lend her a hand while the rest of the gypsies begin to pack up. It's a shame you didn't take photos last night, Andrew says, but I suspect that with you and the others as witnesses and with the evidence, we'll find the castle itself. There will be no possible doubt about the existence of vampires. He raises his arms to catch everyone's attention and in a loud, hearty voice announces, "You have all done simply wonderful. Grand work. Grand work. The end."
Huh.
Huh. I know.
Huh.
It's like,
Huh. So we exploded the vampires.
yeah, with the magic painting.
Ooh.
So you saw the flames on the front cover. So I think that
must have
part
been
of
what we
that.
were doing there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cooking some bat.
Cooking some bats as we're singing around a fire. We whip out a mirror or whip out a painting and blast the vampires.
Sing some Lionel Richie and blow up some bats.
So now we know it's garlic, crosses, and paintings.
And singing.
And singing. And Lionel Richie.
What do I say? I don't know how to sing. Sing anything. It doesn't matter. Sing.
Just sing some Lionel Richie. Kills vampires. So heads explode.
Yeah, boom. That's listen, we didn't die.
No.
We didn't die. We killed the vampires.
Yeah.
The gypsies made it out alive.
They did.
And we undoubtedly proved that vampires are real.
Oh, exactly. Witnesses, gypsies, nonetheless.
This necklace wearing bat didn't blow itself up.
Not going to do that on its own. That was very interesting. Declan says, not much rainbow as I was hoping for.
We need more rainbow.
No.
We need a little more rainbow.
It's interesting. I mean, for a 9-year-old vampire story, is actually kind of cool.
This is the very close. Declan made a joke, but it's actually pretty appropriate. This was the closest thing to like achievement unlocked. When you like got something like this, you were like,
yes,
yeah.
This is finding that magic door or completing a level on a video game. You're like, whoa, and then you go back and start all over again.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if that's
success.
If that's success beyond our wildest dreams, Eddie was right. The dreams are pretty lame. It's true.
Yeah. I agree.
Or what's her name? Leonosh. What's her name again? No, Leah.
Lanash is Nanash.
And Liana or something like that.
Leola or something like that.
She just undersold that. She oversold that. I meant. She's just like, beyond your wildest dreams. What do you dream of? I dream of cheese sticks and we.
Hey, remember the guy on Pretty Woman? What's your dream? He's walking around asking everybody, "What's your dream? What's yours?"
I don't remember that. It's been a while.
Yeah. It's at the beginning, at the end. He's walking around. What's your dream?
Apparently, that's like frying vampires on a campsite.
With the painting.
I dream of lighting vampire bats ablaze with a painting with gypsy friends.
Wow.
Go find you some gypsies. Like, that's the worst piece of advice.
I know. Go find some gypsies in a train in their own compartment, nonetheless.
Well, hey, so tonight we were burned at the stake.
Yeah.
And then we in turn did the burning
the vampires.
Making the vampires into stakes. That's what we did.
They're connected, Eddie. Our burned self in the 1400s came back and burned the vampires.
And it was all with the help of you.
Yes. It's the circle of life, as Ben says.
The circle of choose your own adventure, certainly. And I'll tell you what, tonight was a fun one. Both of them.
Oh, yeah. Both good.
Again. Like we said before, we'll do these two again. We do this every 2 weeks.
Yes.
We had a bit of a thing with both of us. So our lives got a little crazy.
Yes.
You hung up all your cool art. Look at that.
Yep. It's all pretty much back up. And I hope to get back in the groove of things and do these every 2 weeks. So just visit the Covert Nerd Facebook page or Twitter or Instagram or Eddie and the Star Cruisers Facebook page, or you can go to covertnerd.net and you can find all the links there and look for them. And we try to announce them ahead of time so you can make sure you're part of it.
Yeah,
because that's the fun.
Oh, it is. That it's made fun by your participation and your comments. I mean, tonight was hilarious and great, and we'll do more of these. Continue to do more as time goes on.
Definitely. And you can go listen to the old ones. So don't just listen to these. You can go to covertnerd.net and listen to the archives of all of these and check them out. They're a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, hey, thanks everybody that was in the chat. Appreciate it. And we'll do it again next time.
See you, everybody.
See you, everybody. Thanks.